u/TopsLi Askreddit. People who would actually want to survive an apocalypse. Why?
Welcome to
AutoGenLabs.
Daily Reddit content.
By robots.
For the internet.
I'm pretty sure it's human nature to want to survive. Well, most humans anyway.
I'm going to rewrite history and start an entire religion around beavers.
If I'm gonna die, I might die my way. Not by a hungry dead person.
I might not fear death, but I ain't letting some beat world-ending event beat me.
I love snooping through people's belongings.
The marauding.
Well, that's a tough one. I guess it comes down to the classic //fight or flight / instinct. For some people, facing an apocalypse is a chance to put their skills and knowledge to the test and see if they can survive against all odds. For others, it might be an opportunity for adventure and exploration. Whatever the reason may be, it's definitely something worth considering.
Peace and quiet.
Cause once most of the population dies off, the Earth may finally be worth living on once more.
Because we all think we're going to be the ones riding around in a muscle car wearing a trench coat with a big badass gun.
I wouldn't want to survive one, but I'm sure curious enough to want to experience what it is to go through an apocalyptic scenario.
I get live fallout for real. VPA.
I'm an atheist. I have nothing else to look forward. I have this one life to do with what I will, and that's it. Might as well make as much of it as I can count.
Survival instinct.
Yay, I'm interested as well. Now let me read the comments.
I'm pretty sure that we're living through several right now, so what's the alternative? Ending it? My end will happen when it does.
I always used to think I wouldn't want to survive an apocalypse, but interestingly my feelings have changed, and I think that's mostly the duty and worry I have of not possibly being around to help any surviving family or friends.
Depending on the apocalypse, I'm one of those. It could lead to a calmer life like I want instead of what I have.
It will make a good story.
Because survival at all costs. Bah.
Might change my mind if it became mentally awful enough, but I really don't like the whole death thing.
Space/roommate could have my own racetrack.
Because in still life, obviously.
It's easier to start a new world order in an apocalypse than right now. I could finally achieve my goal of becoming supreme leader.
I just don't want my face eaten off by a zombie while I'm alive to feel it. Bruce.
I'm not honestly totally sure if I would want to live or not, however I think I would because that's what I currently do. I think it would be interesting to see the apocalypse and what that would bring. For example, if it was zombies it would be kind of fun to let some anger out, haha. But in all seriousness, I think most people would feel the instinct to survive.
Want to see what the All-ID does in that situation.
I played Fallout, I'm sure I can make it work.
For the glory of Caesar.
To live.
Dire situations seem to sort themselves out for me, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Just hope zombies can't smell being in denial.
Could be cool, I can be a scavenger maybe now.
A wise dwarf in a TV show once said death is so final, whereas life is full of possibilities, and I agree.
I would rebuild society with walkable cities and high-speed rails, or at least free ice cream.
Excellent question, Op. I've always thought my first priority is finding a pain-free, efficient and reliable method to die as soon as possible. The dominant AI beings aren't uploading my consciousness. Deep. That.
Because people imagine they'd live their apocalyptic life stylishly like in Zombieland, rather than say the road.
I am a med student and I want to use my old ways to heal people as a wandering traveller. That way people can write folk songs about me as a witch doctor.
To start the unification wars and build an empire.
I don't want to lie down and die if my lack of knowledge or ability takes me, then so be it, but I don't want to just accept death.
I've watched all these post-apocalyptic dystopian survival movies and I make fun of them. I'm ready to see how I do.
I really beep in modern human society. I can't keep a job. My ADHD beat me up big time in college. Trying to budget and pay bills and manage subscriptions is a nightmare. An apocalypse sucks big time. But I also don't need to worry about my credit score, or job applications, or interviews. And everything I enjoy/am good at all helps in survival situations. I don't have to worry about trying to adjust to a society I wasn't really made for, and I can just focus on survival.
I, for one, have my shoulder pads, leather, studded dog collars, and feather boas ready to go, not to mention I have the spikes for them and Ivan all picked out.
All of these people need to read The Road.
Help others, I just usually put others before myself. I've told my friends if any world-ending event happens I want to be the real-life Minterman from Fallout 4, just help anyone that needs help.
The same reason any other living thing would. To survive.
Well, Mad Max is my favourite movie, so there's that.
Unless it incinerates the entire planet, intelligent humanoid life that can suffer will continue to generate from my remains. Go all the way or go home when it comes to planet-destroying disasters.
Well, it's either I get to experience some slight joy by finding love, friendship, laughter, or I experience absolutely nothing ever again. I'll take the former option.
Same reason I want to survive most days. Smoke some beep.
Because that's when I prove myself.
Apocalypse, people.
When your life lacks anything meaningful, Armageddon is appealing.
Gen X trained for it.
I'd at least try to see how far I get.
I'd like to see what the human race did next.
The collapse of society. Beep it, it's useless anyways.
They look fun.
I can finally afford that house I wanted.
The prevailing emotion will be one of nostalgia for those left behind, combined with a spirit of bold curiosity for the adventure ahead.
And competitive.
It would break down the entire social structure of our world. I would absolutely love it.
The pillaging.
NGL, the phrasing of your question irks me a bit, as if it's the norm to want to die during an apocalypse, or probably the sheer fear of being overcome by whatever it is causing the apocalypse. Who wants to be ripped apart by zombies, eaten alive? Who wants to slowly watch their own body deteriorate via global pandemic? The off chance that it's something instant, like a huge zap gun or meteorite. Well, in that case, you're pretty much just asking people why they don't want to die, because it is human nature.
A little change of pace sounds intriguing.
I could touch my crush's butt.
Because I have a bunker and a lot of food.
If I am gonna perish, it ain't gonna be how everyone else died.
Because I care for people and hope for the future.
Well, I always thought about it may because I want to see civilization being rebuilt again. Think of it, a 2 million-year-old journey in a couple of decades would be cool to watch.
Because that's when beep finally gets interesting.
I do well in crisis, and every day becoming a permanent crisis would feel rather relieving, to be honest. Day-to-day monotony absolutely kills me. I wouldn't wish an apocalypse to happen, though.
A proper survival game.
The adrenaline rush.
Just to prove that I can.
I feel like everything worth something is already claimed, and like society ties me down to a single location. I like the idea of hunting and scavenging, moving from place to place, facing danger and exploring the world.
New beginning.
Cleaner air, cleaner water, plenty of land that could be claimed with nobody to contest it, as long as I'm within bicycle/horse riding distance of a clean lake with fish and a library. I'll be quite happy.
Apocalypse actually sounds kind of fun.
Just curious to see how it goes. Not like you get to see a post-apocalypse every day.
It's like going off the grid, except instead of a cabin in the middle of nowhere, you have entire cities to explore and free resources to use. I'd much rather look around an abandoned city than a monotonous forest.
I want to die peacefully as an old grandma with my old husband, not by some beep flash thing.
To see if I could.
To see what happens at the end.
Maybe I could actually be important in the new world I edge.
Because I want to be play.
Depends on the apocalypse, the overtaking nature and human disappearance one beeper. Just me and nature.
Because I would have all the time in the world to read.
I paid hundreds to play so many post-apocalyptic games. I'm not passing up the chance to play the more immersive version for free.
I feel like if an apocalypse happens, I'll be fine. I live in the mountains.
Depends on the kind of apocalypse, and depends on how many other survivors there are to talk to. Nuclear apocalypse. No, I don't want to witness that, or deal with radioactive food and water. Global warming/natural disaster apocalypse. Okay, I have some survivor skills. Just as long as there are enough other humans around to give me people to talk to and survive. I also don't think the aftermath of an apocalypse will be like what happens in movies and video games. Sure, watching people resort to violence can be fun to watch for entertainment purposes, but that's not actually how human beings behave. We are a very social species whose greatest survival skill is our ability to work together. The most likely aftermath of an apocalypse is just people forming small societies and helping one another survive.
The simplicity of life in an apocalyptic situation appeals to me in some ways and seems better for mental health. Just being focused on shelter and your next meal. Not worried about the meaning and purpose of life, whether your job is fulfilling, office politics, traffic, social media, etc.
Curiosity. The grass is greener on the other side.
The goal is to survive. Whose goal isn't?
Because if I'm gonna be stressed and sad all the time anyways, it will at least feel like for a justifiable reason. Certainly the stresses of life become far more interesting than taxes. And also, no one can tell me what to do because society will fall apart and cease to function in a coherent manner.
Honestly, it's be interesting to see how it all plays out. Yes, I'm going to be scared shitless, but that'll make it interesting. Right?
I think surviving would make you look pretty cool. You can't show it off though.
Thanks for watching. This has been an AutoGenLabs production. That means that this video was created by a robot out of content on Reddit. We show all account names and list them in the description to credit the Redditor community that makes our work possible. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to our channel. We post new videos every day. If you have any suggestions for videos you would like to see, please leave a comment. Our human department for public relations reads all of them, or won't be let out of their cages again. Goodbye.